Ready? Alright. Every NFL or NHL fan likes the sound of a big hit after a bang bang play. These hits and this sound is usually a sign of toughness and aggression. However, these sounds can also be the sound of a deadly disease. Every weekend, millions of people turn on their TVs and tune into a football game, whether college or professional. However, these viewers are also witnessing the deterioration of players' brains. The brains are deteriorating because of a disease called CTE, which is caused by contact sports. CTE is a dangerous disease, and it should be used to teach players to protect themselves. Chronic traumatic encephalopathy is a degenerative disease caused by concussions. A concussion is defined as an injury to the brain or the spine because of a hard hit or a fall. The players who are most at risk for concussions and for CTE are players who participate in high contact sports such as football or hockey because of the amount of hits they take to the head. Because of CTE, these sports can become potentially deadly, and you may ask why. And what exactly is CTE and what are its effects? Well, much like having HIV or AIDS, you die from the effects of CTE, not from the disease itself. CTE is a degenerative disease of the brain. It impairs the portion of a brain that controls bodily functions and controls how a person acts, causing the sufferer to act violently. CTE has been known to lead to depression of a sufferer. It leads to drug abuse or suicidal behavior. It's deadly because of the way it makes people act. An example of this would be former NFL linebacker Javon Belcher. Javon Belcher killed his girlfriend and then drove to the facilities of his former team, the Kansas City Chiefs, and killed himself in front of his former coaches and team personnel. Another example of this would be Junior Seau. Junior Seau played 20 years in the NFL as a linebacker. He also committed suicide. Upon their deaths, both of these players' brains were tested and found to have large amounts of CTE. So should we use CTE as a reason to eliminate these high contact sports? This speech is not necessarily meant to persuade people or tell people to not play these sports. I feel like people just need to be informed about the dangers and so that they can protect themselves. The number one way to be able to protect yourselves from a concussion is to know the signs and the symptoms. And also, you need to know the recovering time. It is imperative that a player does not rush back from a concussion. Having one concussion is bad enough for your brain. You really need to let yourself fully develop and go through the process of having it. Having one concussion is bad enough. You don't want to have a second one at the same time. The second way is to perfect new hitting techniques. In recent years, to go along with new technology and helmets and in padding to protect your head, many new hitting techniques have been formed. As players now, instead of leading with their head, they lead more with their shoulders when they're tackling. Perfecting these techniques while young and in youth leagues will help players put these techniques into muscle memory. That way, as they get older, they'll have taken less and less hits to the head. In conclusion, the dangers of CTE and concussions are very evident, and they are imminent for players who play these high contact sports. But we can limit CTE in players' brains. CTE is a dangerous degenerative disease that's caused by high contact sports. It impairs a player's functions and their actions. But it should not be used to eliminate sports. So next time you see a jaw-rattling hit and you join in on the oohs and ahs, think about the player's effects and keep them in mind. And if you are allowing your kids to play youth football, make sure their coaches are properly trained. Thank you.